I'm Ashley.
And I'm Kai,
And you're
and you're
tuned
tuned
into
into
the
the
Twitch
Twitch
takeover
takeover
of the
of the
Blurred
Blurred
View.
View. Woo!
Yay!
All right, so hey guys, we're here to discuss the Legend of Zelda franchise as a whole in general right now today. Let's see here. So Ashley, how did you get into Zelda initially?
The first time I was exposed to Zelda, like, it's the coronavirus. I don't know why I said it like that. Um,
Yeah, I caught it Zelda when I went to this party the other day.
yeah. It's great. Um, I was first exposed to it when I was like maybe 11. My little cousin got a Nintendo 64. But she like
Oh, that's
she
old
was too
school.
young to get one. She's 5 years younger than me, so I think she was like 6, and she was like, I don't know what this is, I'd rather go hula hoop.
Yeah,
For
Nintendo
me, I was
64,
like,
that's old school right there.
yeah, I was like, I want to play it. And we played Ocarina of Time, and we couldn't get past the spiders in the Great Deku Tree. We thought they were scary.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, my first exposure to Zelda, my first real exposure to Legend of Zelda was through Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like, my first console ever was a GameCube, and my mom and grandmother bought me like a bunch of games along with a GameCube. One of them was Super Smash Bros. Melee, and funny enough, the other one was the Legend of Zelda's Collector's Edition. So those two games combined, I was introduced to Link and Zelda in those games, and then I was like, oh, hey, I have this Legend of Zelda thing. Let me pop it in. I accidentally tried playing Majora's Mask first. So, like, I started playing for like the first 15 minutes, and then Link gets turned into this weird, like, creature, and then, like, this scary ass smiling dude shows up, and I was traumatized, so I didn't finish it actually until, like, I was a little older. But yeah, but I played Ocarina of Time for a bit as a kid, although, yeah, I was, being a little kid, I was like, didn't really know what I was doing, so, like, I never really got beyond like the first 3 dungeons until I was older. Yeah.
Yep. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I had the collector's edition too, because after I played Ocarina of Time, I was like, "Ma, I want a video game," and I think GameCubes were cheap, so she got me a GameCube, and it came with the collector's edition. But the trailer that was on that for the Wind Waker made me want to get the Wind Waker too. So I was like, "Please, can I get the Wind Waker?"
Yeah, I used to play the demo a lot for that too.
Yeah, I really liked that demo. It was so colorful and cartoony, and yeah. So I'm on the boat. I'm on the boat with you.
Yeah, that was I played Wind Waker's demo a lot on the GameCube, but funny enough, I didn't actually play the game itself until college. So by the time I got there, I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, this game's cute, a little too easy.
Yeah, that's the one Achilles heel of the Wind Waker, but the Wind Waker has such a good story to me. I don't know why the intro is. I've never seen an intro like the Wind Waker's intro. I think it has the best intro, the best opening with the orchestra music and the tale of how the hero never came back. I would play that over and over and over as a kid. And the Wind Waker has a great score, and I think this is the deepest that Ganondorf has ever been. This is the most human he's ever been, was in the Wind Waker. That's why I liked it.
Okay.
He wasn't just a baddie. He had regrets. He was like, I know I messed up when I took over Hyrule, but I want to try again. Yeah. It's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, see, I don't even remember all that, but like, yeah,
I know.
Right. I can say that like it's pretty rare that like Link even has family. So the fact that he has a grandpa and a sister, I'm like, whoa, he didn't just spawn from, I don't know, some deity's forehead.
Well, actually, I thought in Ocarina of Time, his parents were in the war, the Hylian War, and they both died, and so he was an orphan.
Yeah, that's the lore, but like I mean, there's never really anything
Yeah,
in the game that like tells us that, really.
that's very true.
Right. Yeah. Dang, I was just thinking, like, can you imagine, like, growing up thinking, like, you're gonna be, like, this, no older than, like, 12 for, like, the rest of your life, and and I don't know if, like, the Kokiri die or anything, because, like, they're not supposed to die, right? But, like, you're actually Hylian, so, like, he just found out that, like, oh, crap, he's human, or, like, Hylian, and, like, he's, like, mortal, too, so I'm just like, oh, damn, you're actually gonna be faced with mortality now, like, how do you deal with that?
I see, like, what you said is interesting because I thought, what happened to them when he became an adult? Because then they all disappear, and then the place was overrun with monsters.
Yeah, like the Kokiri turned into Koroks or something. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you're right.
And the thing about the Kokiri is that they weren't even allowed to leave the forest because then they would turn into Skull Kids
You're
too.
right. Yeah.
Right. Like they're not supposed to leave at all.
But also, if you're an adult, I wish I had my book. It's so funny
Like
because
they don't turn into adults, so that's the thing.
if you're an adult and you get lost in the woods, you also turn into a stealth. You turn into a Stalfos. Sorry, not a Skull Kid. Wait, now I'm confused.
Really?
I thought
Stalfos?
the Kokiri, they turn into Skull Kids, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So yeah, the adults, because I don't know if you remember the guy with the mohawk in Ocarina of Time, and he wanted you. It was like a side quest, like he needed some medicine.
With a mohawk though?
Yeah, but like eventually you go back. He's in the woods, and then you go back, and there's nothing there but a stealth.
Oh, right.
And he turned into one. I was gonna say I wish I had my chat book, cause my first book of poetry was about the Legend of Zelda. Actually, that's why I know so much about that. I was like, "Oh, cool! They stay in the woods, and then they turn into skeletons."
Wow, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I vaguely know what quest you're talking about, but yeah, I'm gonna have to replay it because it's been like years since I last played Ocarina of Time. Okay.
Yeah, it's in Kakariko Village.
Kakaroki?
Kakaroki?
Oh, man. Now I gotta look it up, cause...
Kakariko.
Yeah, that's it.
Kakariko.
I think so.
Kakariko.
Yeah, Kakariko. Okay.
Kakariko.
Yeah, Kakariko Village. Okay, yeah, now I know the kid you're talking about, I think. Okay. Well, speaking of Zelda games, which one? Oh yeah, first we got to talk about this timeline. Speaking of Zelda lore, so I don't know. Do you want to kick off the very beginning? In the beginning.
In the beginning there was Skyward Sword.
Ugh.
In the beginning there was bad motion controls.
And a very underwhelming overworld.
Yeah, very straightforward, not much to explore.
Yeah.
But it was weird that they made such a later game, like the Origin.
I don't like prequels, so I mean, I'm not surprised at all that this is like the weakest Zelda game to date.
Yeah. And like the story is like kind of a cop out, like, oh, Zelda is the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia, against what's his name, Demise, and Demise is the reincarnation of Ganondorf.
Ganon, and Link is the reincarnation of Link.
Yeah, Link is Link is the incarnation of Link. So that's the beginning.
Yeah.
And then Minish Cap is also like right after, which I didn't know where Minish Cap belonged. I've played Minish Cap, and that's probably the best 2D Zelda game I've ever played.
Okay, that's the one with the talking hat, right?
Yes, Eslo. Yes. Oh, he's so sassy.
Right.
Yes.
I haven't played it yet, but I probably will soon.
Or they should just Nintendo. You should just bring it to the Switch, like you brought Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Sunshine, and Mario 64.
Yeah, hopefully they'll do something like that with the Zelda games.
Yeah, I was about. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised they haven't done anything. Cause I was about to say the anniversary is coming, but it already happened. I think the anniversary is November 25th or something like that.
This year and last year. I feel like I would have heard if it was last year. Maybe it's this year.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And then Four Swords comes after that, and I played Four Swords too. It's okay. Vanity's okay. You know, he just splits into four.
Right, yeah.
I don't really know how else to define that. They call it the Force era.
Which, okay, Nintendo, okay.
Yeah, okay, Nintendo, good job.
Right.
But I feel like Ocarina of Time is really the origin point, in my opinion, because that's when everything splits.
Yeah, that's basically ground zero for when we actually get a timeline going. Yeah, ground zero. That's what I basically consider it. Okay.
Also, I just realized that Vanity was the villain in Minish Cap and Four Swords.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I haven't played any. I haven't played a 2D Zelda game yet, so I'm gonna have to take your word for that.
Yeah, play Minish Cap. It's cute.
Okay, I will. Let's see here. That sounded so fake. Like, oh yeah, okay. I know. I probably will at some point. Okay. Thanks. And now we have the Fallen Hero timeline. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's just get through this quickly because there's like this one is so long. Like there's so many games in this, and most of them are the
long.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most of them are like the OG games, like The Legend of Zelda itself apparently takes place in the Fallen Hero timeline, and then there's like A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, A Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes.
I need to play that.
Triforce Heroes.
No, A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, that's another one I was interested in playing because it has that kind of cool 2D style where he travels between the worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the OG Legend of Zelda, Respect, and The Adventure of Link.
The Adventure of Link is trash.
Really?
It's such a bad game. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is that like?
It's so
that's
hard.
Like Zelda 2, essentially. Okay.
Yeah, I thought actually it's on the collector's edition disc.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's
hard, but not in a fun way.
Yeah, not in a fun way. It's just like, who made this?
People back then.
That's why they threw it there. They didn't know where to put that thing.
Well, it is the second Zelda game, so you know. I guess the sequel isn't always better.
No. It's like sequel. It just felt random.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I don't think Nintendo really had storytelling down pat back then anyways.
No.
Okay, so we have the child timeline. Yay, the best part. The best timeline. The one with the best games. This is the one where Ocarina of Time, well, you know, they all kind of converge around Ocarina of Time in some point or another. But like this is the one where Child Link is returned back to his timeline, and he gets to live out the rest of his days, essentially. He's returned back to his OG timeline, and I guess he warns Zelda at the end of his adventures and says, hey, you know that mysterious man of color over there? He's definitely evil.
I know!
Yeah,
gosh.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the Legend of Zelda that's like not great. The only not white guy around is evil.
Is Ganondorf. Okay. And then the Garuda, who are women of color.
Yeah, but they're not evil, but like they're definitely like overly sexualized. Like
that too.
Yeah, like yeah. Let's not get into that.
Right.
Anyway. The child era. After that, he leaves Hyrule after warning Zelda about the evil colors on Epona to search for Navi, who was like, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna head out towards the end of the game. And yeah, so that's what lands him in Termina, which is where Majora's Mask takes place. So yeah, that happened. And I don't know, we don't really know what happens to him after that. He kind of looks like he's heading back to Hyrule, but who knows, maybe he died.
Well,
He died.
based on Twilight Princess, I feel like, I think he was the hero Shade.
Oh yeah, that's
Twilight
absolutely
Princess.
basically confirmed, I feel. I mean, it doesn't make sense to him to be anyone else. So he did die at some point. Not sure how. He definitely managed to get to adulthood, because that's definitely an adult skeleton. It'd be a little weird if it was a kid skeleton. But yeah. Like, hey, child death, a kid game. But yeah, so he grew up at some point. He died from something, and he became the hero Shade. In which, in Twilight Princess, that's where Link meets him. Another version of Link meets him and learns the songs from Ocarina of Time, which is another thing I like about Twilight Princess and makes it the superior game. Anyways.
Except Wolf Link sounds like he's drunk.
Look, leave him alone. Maybe he had a little too much to drink. I
What
mean,
is this?
it's what you feel inside. And
Just
that's
put
what,
an instrument in the game. Gosh.
They
he
do
have
have an
to be an
instrument. You can play grass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, Four Swords Adventures is in here too. I thought we just talked about that one, but I don't know. Maybe that's like another Four Swords. But anyways, yep, that covers the adult timeline for the most part.
Yep, you're right. I always thought it was interesting in Twilight Princess that because you went back in time in that timeline, Ganondorf doesn't recognize you at all. He has no idea who you are. Like, I noticed that, like, he was like, who are you? Like I haven't stabbed you in a million lifetimes.
Yeah, well, in all fairness, we don't really know how long any of these games tend to take place from each other, so who knows? And also, I don't know, maybe it's like a thing because of sages in this version, like you don't really see, they're like definitely more of an abstract version of the sages. Like, they aren't the obvious characters that were from Ocarina of Time. However, they're definitely, probably the sages. So it's just like it's kind of hard to explain, really. Also, Zelda is supposed to be like one of the sages, right? But like, she wasn't really there. But then again, she's kind of incapacitated like most of this game, even though she has like a whole ass sword to fight with. Like,
right.
But, it is what it is.
And light arrows.
Yeah. Like, she's probably like, I don't know what was going on. Also, she's brunette. Like, that was an interesting choice.
Yeah, that was.
Her and Link is Link's not really blonde either in this one. I don't know.
True. They tried to go for the dark, and they just ended up making it dark. Like it was just really dark in that game. Like, what is that?
I don't know. I don't mind them going a little dark with it. I mean, I don't think it's like dark, honestly. Obviously, they tried to go for a more mature aesthetic and theming for the most part. I mean, it's rated like T for teens.
Dark.
So.
Like, it was shadowy. Like there was a lot of shade in it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't like, I don't think like I think the Wind Waker had a darker theme, but anyways.
I don't know. I don't remember this game being like dark. I mean, I could definitely still see what was going on. I don't know. True. I mean, I feel like maybe the Twilight areas were like a little shadowy sometimes, but like, I mean, it makes sense.
True. Yeah. Anyways, I'll stop dissing you. I'm sorry. It's just.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Like, meh. All right. It's
there. Well, now's your turn. The adult timeline.
The adult timeline it starts off strong with the Wind Waker, but then it just declines, kind of, in my opinion, because I've actually played Phantom Hourglass in Spirit Tracks, but before I talk about those, the Wind Waker was powerful to me as a child because they destroyed Hyrule. Like the gods drowned Hyrule. Like the people actually died, and the gods only chose a few people to live on islands. So like
Yeah,
the
pretty
fact
messed
that
up.
it started like that, that's wild. And that the spirit of the Hyrule King comes to you in the form of a boat. But it's kind of interesting. I like it. I like the King of Hyrule. I like to hit him with bombs and stuff. But anyways,
Uh,
the idea is that this is like where Ganondorf is more reflective. It's unlike Twilight Princess where Ganondorf doesn't know it all because none of that ever happens because you go back as a child. But Ganondorf knows everything and he's
oh,
had
that's
time
why
to
he didn't
reflect.
know. That's why he didn't recognize him, because like Link
Yep.
warned Zelda and then like was like, I'm out.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. But in the adult timeline, Ganondorf is like, while I was in the sacred realm, I thought about what I did and I wanted to try again. But then the King of Hyrule was like, no, 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 no. You shouldn't try again. But then at the end, the King of Hyrule is like, I think I'm just as bad as Ganondorf because we're trying to hold on to something that's no more. Like Hyrule is the past. I really like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that was deep.
it was a deep, great start. It was short, but yeah, they didn't have enough time. So they thought
Yeah.
they could swing it and
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah, I definitely don't have a problem with Wind Waker's story. It's just
Yeah,
a lot of the other aspects of the game that
the
just makes it like
dungeons, yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, I feel that. But then Phantom Hourglass to me was Phantom Hourglass was okay, but what made it horrible was that every time you beat a dungeon, you had to go back to the Temple of the Ocean King and you had to stealth, and it was just miserable. It was like tag, like if you're not in the safe zone of the Temple of the Ocean King, he will just, one of the little soldier things will just hit you and that's it. You die. You're done. You have to start all over. And I did not like that aspect of Phantom Hourglass. I really liked Linebeck. I think Linebeck was a good companion. But the game itself, man, it's just like, I think this timeline's like, where are we going? We don't know. We're not in Hyrule anymore. We're just sailing. And so
Right.
somehow we developed technology and now we're using trains.
Yeah, the
We're
world
on
is not
spirit
flooded
tracks.
anymore.
And
Right.
it's like, okay, and Zelda can now, I think Zelda turned into a spirit.
Yeah,
Like,
when did
got
she
her
die?
body taken. Yeah, she got her body taken over by this guy named Maladus, and it's like, what?
Oh, so she's not dead. Okay.
And she could possess statues, which was kind of a cool mechanic, and it wasn't as tedious, but they still had that main tower, but it wasn't as tedious as Phantom Hourglass. So Spirit Tracks just felt like a cleaner version of Phantom Hourglass, but both of them didn't have a very compelling story to me. But I did like that in those games they would talk about the Wind Waker. They're like, oh yeah, 100 years ago. I know in Phantom Hourglass they had Nico from the pirate ship, and he was really old, and he was like, oh, you look like a friend I used to know, which had me thinking, one, like, this is a different Link, because I thought it was the same Link.
Yeah, you would think, since it's the same style and everything, but it's supposed to be a different Link.
And he was a child, but it's like, okay. But it's a different Link, and like he must have not made it to old age. Those are two things I was thinking of.
Like, hey, child death, a family game.
Yeah. And so that's the end of that timeline, and it's not, the Wind Waker is the only good thing about that timeline in my opinion.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. All right, so finally everything converges on the Great Calamity, which is our most recent game, which is Breath of the Wild, of course. Kind of sounds like a perfume, but that's fine. And hey, don't worry that you aren't a big fan of the child timeline, because everything up until now with Breath of the Wild is a myth. So just forget the last 15-20 minutes we spent on that, because everything may or may not have even happened, apparently. Thanks,
Wow,
Nintendo.
what a cop out.
It's a bit of a cop out, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
on one hand, I don't dislike the idea, because it's like, okay, hey, here's all this lore, and you
Yeah.
want to know why none of this makes sense? Well, it's because they're all myths. And it's like, oh, what do you mean the Rito were actually descendants of the Zora, even though, like, that's another thing I hate about Wind Waker. Like, why are the Zora, like, non-existent in this world full of water? Like, why? Like, do you not? Okay, Nintendo clearly doesn't know how evolution works, because you would think
That's
the Zora
right.
would, like, thrive in this world, but, like,
Right.
no. Apparently, they had to evolve into bird people to survive, even though they could already breathe in water. Like, hello?
There
But
was a hint that one of the islands gets messed up in the game. It's like, oh, I can't. Windfish Island, and there was a hint that maybe the Zoros live there. Zoros, get One Piece out of your mind. The Zoras lived there, but Ganondorf like messed it up. But yeah, it was a total cop out, because
that makes no sense. They could have just swam somewhere else.
Right, yeah, no. Yeah.
Because Jabu Jabu was there.
Right.
Jaboom, the big fish was there. So like, why didn't you put Zora? But I think it's because they ran out of time once again.
Yeah. I don't know, like, but anyway, let's not get back into that.
Yeah.
It's just like, so yeah, everything at this point is a myth, and the only thing I guess that's concrete at this point is Breath of the Wild existing. So there's that. I guess that explains why nothing really makes sense, and it feels a bit like a cop-out, but it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't dislike the idea, mainly because my enjoyment of the series isn't hinged on you know, the timeline. I know some people are like really into the timeline before Breath of the Wild, and I'm just like, hey, look, I mean, I like these games, and as long as they keep making good games, the timeline only doesn't really matter at this point. It's more of a, oh, fun speculation type thing.
Right.
Really.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yep.
Just fun to laugh at.
All right. Let's see here. All right. So speaking of why we enjoy these games, well, all right, let's start with your favorite game. What is your favorite game? Although I think I already have an idea of that.
My favorite game is the Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Yes, the Wind Waker. I just love it. I know there's a lot of inconsistencies, and I know that Link can't swim, which is annoying.
Oh yeah, he
has
can't.
A little orb.
Yeah. Well, he can swim, but like,
not
yeah,
for long.
Not for long. Yeah. But I mean, I guess it'd be OP, you know. You need a boat for some reason, right?
Right. Yeah. But it's like they act like you just can't go underwater. You just can't. It's just blue. You can't see anything. But what I loved about it was the story, and I liked that Ganondorf was so personable. I feel like the best villain is the villain that you can relate to, because then you start questioning yourself, like, oh my gosh, wait, what? It's like you're watching the Joker. You're like, I kind of see his point. Oh no, what's wrong with Ganondorf and what he was trying to do, and just how he remembered everything, how the King of Hyrule wasn't necessarily good, because he realized that in the end he was trying to hold on to the past.
Right.
I like that. I like that at first he had an initiative to save his sister. I like the music. The music is fire, especially the Mulgara theme where it goes dun 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 dun, and it's like dun 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 dun. And the mini boss theme is fire, and the style is cute. I love it. He's so cute. Oh, Link's so adorable. And I like the little interpersonal relationships too, like between the Sage of Earth. Oh yes, the Sage of Earth and Prince Kamali from the Ritu tribe. I like the little Koroks and Makar.
Our first introduction of Koroks.
Yes. Playing the violin. And I also like how it's kind of dark, because the sages talk about how they were praying in the dungeons or in the temples, and they all got murdered by Ganondorf's designs.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And like the most powerful scene was when Makar's ancestor Fadu, who was he was a little child version of the Korkoriku
Oh
Cork
yeah, Kokoriko.
children. I don't know, but
I
Or
like
you mean
how
the Kokiri, actually.
the Kokiri, yes, he
Yeah.
was still a Kokiri, like he had on all green. He looked like a child, and I love how he was like, "We will fight, like we will take a stand against Ganondorf."
Yeah.
Finally, like that was so powerful to me, like how he died and
Child death, a kid's game.
yeah, it was indeed child death. But then Makar was like, I feel the power of my ancestors, because also the idea of ancestors giving them power and strength was a theme. I was here for it. And that's why the Wind Waker is my favorite. It wasn't my first exposure, but the story and the intro is amazing. The violins and the cellos. Oh, it's so good. So yeah, sorry, that's why Wind Waker is my favorite.
Okay. All right. All right, that's great. Let's see. Well, mine is Twilight Princess, and I often switch in between the two. Hey, leave me alone, all right? Like, I don't dislike Wind Waker. I don't. I actually did enjoy it playing it. I just, I don't know. Like, I was older when I played it, so honestly, it's just more of a, okay, this is okay and cute. And I moved on from there. But I really enjoy Twilight Princess, and sometimes I switch between that and Ocarina of Time as being my favorite. But I think like Twilight Princess, like sometimes I always creeps its way back up, is because I just really love. I do like really enjoy the story too. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of think that like, oh, this is the that time Nintendo tried to make Zelda edgy. People complained that Wind Waker was too cutesy. And I'm just like, I mean, not necessarily. There was like a lot of really touching moments with Twilight Princess 2. It starts off with Link being like just this farm boy, living his life, doing his thing,
True.
And then suddenly his friends are attacked by these monsters. His I was about to say girlfriend, but they're not really dating. His friend that is a girl gets taken, and she has amnesia and is in is that Kakariko Village?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I think that is Kakariko still. Yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
about to say, there's like another place, like, I think it's like Old Kakariko? I don't know. No, that's like
the Hidden Village.
Yeah, the Hidden Village, where, so that's another thing. But yeah, his friends were taken to Kakariko, a lot of like kids and stuff, and they were in danger. Colin, he literally nearly risked his life to save one of them, even though the kids were bullying him up until that point. So, and he was just like, I just want to be brave like Link. And I'm just like, oh, that's like so sweet. But you nearly got yourself killed. But that's very sweet of you. And Midna. Midna is such a great character. Easily, in my opinion, the best companion in the franchise thus far. She starts off a little antagonistic, but then she slowly starts to grow on you around the midway point, like after like the third dungeon, because shit usually hits the fan in the third dungeon. After that, you guys are attacked by Zant, and then she's injured severely. There's this beautiful song, Midna's Lament. I think that's what it's
called. Oh yeah, the piano.
Literally one of my favorite Zelda songs. It's literally one of like the prettiest songs in the franchise. That's another thing. Zelda games in general have like such
just have great music.
Amazing music. I love video game music, so Zelda is like easily one of my favorite franchises. Midna's Lament is one of my favorite songs. Like it's playing the whole time while you're trying to get her to Zelda, save her life, and then Zelda is just like, I bet she like literally gives her the Triforce of Wisdom, and in doing so, she basically sacrifices herself in order for there to be a chance of Hyrule being freed from the Twilight that is being taken over via Zant. And that's a pretty touching moment too, because Midna's also a princess, so she's known what it's like for her people to be in danger and to risk everything for her people. That's just like a really cool kind of solidarity type thing going on. And again, the friendship between her and Link really just feels natural around that point, and the dungeons are really good too. You get to play in the Temple of Time, which is like so fun. It's like one of the better dungeons out there. Also, I just feel like this game has like the best dungeons in general. Like the puzzles are fun.
Yeah, pretty good dungeons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one on the mountain.
Sometimes they were good, and sometimes it was like you messed up.
I don't know. I like most of the bosses too. I think I don't
The
remember
lake
one.
bed temple boss was
Okay, that one wasn't. That was probably
trash.
that was like the weakest boss. I
It
would say.
looked
I'm willing
good,
to say. Yeah, it
but
looked
it
good.
wasn't good.
I'm willing to say that that's one of probably the weakest boss in the game, but that's fine.
Yeah.
They're not all of them are going to be smashed. Not all of them are going to be bangers, but that's
But the
fine.
one after Arbiter's Grounds was good.
Yeah, I think
The
the Arbiter's Grounds. That's like the
Soul
bone creature.
Lord?
Yeah, the skull guy. That was fun. Yeah, like so, and that's another thing. The items in this game really good. Like that weird Beyblade Let It Rip type type thing, whatever it was called. Name a Zelda game that's done something like that. We had some cool items in this game too. So many of them as well. And I know you think like the game's too long, but I'm just like, nah. I think this game is perfectly a decent length. I mean, the bug hunt is a bit much, but if you can get past that, the game is like really good. The end, yeah, the end's pretty great too.
Yeah, the end is sad.
Yeah, it's sad because like she like had to leave for like ever, and I'm just like, oh, Midna, I miss you. You're best girl.
She broke the whole mirror, like
the whole ass mirror. Like, damn, girl.
yeah, like you know what? I think the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Oh, and I'm gonna say Ocarina of Time too. That's when Zelda has had the best roles, because in Wind Waker she was a pirate.
Even though she did kind of get incapacitated, like as soon as she became a princess again.
True. Yeah.
Oop. Okay.
I mean, she's true.
Yeah, she's pretty incapacitated for like Twilight Princess too, but I think she still has enough of an active role that it's not too noticeable. And plus, you have Midna as well, so there's like you know, a lot going on there. True. Oh yeah, and a lot of the characters, like yeah, you meet some really cool characters. Like there's like this Gerudo lady who runs a tavern who also helps the kids, and then she goes back to
Gerudo?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, she had dark skin and red hair, and she had like red dreads and everything. Remember?
I didn't realize that.
I mean, she's not explicitly Gerudo, but like, I mean, what else is she gonna be? I mean, she looks Gerudo to me, you know. I mean, maybe she's not, but I always thought she was. And like, oh, remember that Zora prince who's like, didn't his like mom die? Yeah, like, yeah, that was like so touching. Yeah. I'm glad he got to. Well, where we met her ghost. Did he see the ghost too? I forgot. But yeah, this game has like so many touching moments too. But yeah, it's my favorite.
Of course.
It's a good game. I mean, hey. Okay. I already know that my best companion is Midna. What's your best companion?
Oh, I think Midna too, but to not agree with you, I would say
we can agree sometimes.
To not agree with you, I would say Eslo.
Okay.
When I was little, there's this website called Ask Eslo, and it's a site where random people ask Eslo, whoever Eslo really is on the internet, different questions, and he answers as he would have answered in the game. Right. And I always went to that website. I think it's no longer running, but it was so hilarious the way he would answer. But I like Eslo. He's sassy. He's there. He's on your head. You know, he's like you know when grown folks get like old, they turn into old heads. They think they can say anything.
Yeah, I love those old people.
Yeah. Oh, you ugly. What? Grandpa. Oh my gosh. I'm old, baby. I can say what I want. That's like, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. Midna also. She does have the best growth. I think she probably is the best.
Woo! Okay, cool.
Boo.
What? Okay, anyway. Well, what do you think the worst companion is?
Navi.
Navi?
Though the one from Skyward Sword, she comes very close. What's her name?
I'm about to look it up because I hate her too. But while I'm doing that, that's not her. That's not her name. It was a Z V. Not great. Fee. It's
Yeah,
Fee.
Fee. Fee.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh
Or
gosh.
Phi. Is it Phi or Fee?
Fi.
Whatever.
Fee fi fo fum.
Well, I'll talk trash about her. Why do you want to talk trash about Navi, the OG
Hello.
companion?
Look. Listen. No, I don't
Okay,
want to listen.
beyond that, is that it? Come on. I know.
Hello.
Unpopular opinion. I don't think Navi's that annoying.
Hey, look.
Hey, look, listen. I don't know. I think that voice is a little cute. Yeah, it can get a little annoying, but beyond that, she's helpful for the most part.
Fair.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, if you know, look, if you just do the main quest, then maybe she'll bother you less. I mean, this is a dire situation. Did you think of that?
I think she always calls out to you when you fight someone, though, right? She's always
No.
tinkering. Ding, ding, ding.
I think she bothers you more than anything if you're just not doing the main quest, I feel like.
She's bossy, man. Let me do what I want.
The
Okay, I'm
world's
an
about to
Aquarius. I
end.
can't be told what to do.
The world's
Hate
about to
that.
end, Ashley. It's literally about to end. Like, I don't know, she doesn't want you to be ringing, like, I don't know, doing like horse races all day or something. We have business to do.
She needs to relax.
Mm.
Hey, just chill. She needs some milk. Give her some milk.
Well, if you think that's annoying, fine. So annoying. Like, the moment your batteries were dying, she was bothering you. Like, oh, hey, your thing you're not even supposed to know exists is about to die. Like, talk about immersion breaking, and even beyond that, it's just like, I mean, unfortunately, she has like a decent song attached to her. Like, she does have like pretty nice songs, but it's just like, I don't know. She was like so annoying with like we always had, my batteries were always dying. I was that kid, so I'm just like, so she was very annoying to me, and she wasn't very interesting anyways. Like, she didn't have much of a connection with Link, except like towards the end, and she had this like whole robot thing going, which could be interesting, but I don't know. They just didn't really do much with it beyond that, and I don't know. Like,
they made too many imprisoned to focus on her.
Gosh, yeah. Don't even get me started on that. Oof. You want to talk worst game? That's the worst Zelda game.
Yeah, that's the worst.
That's not even a bad game. It's just a bad Zelda game. Like, oof.
That and Zelda 2 are not.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, but I would venture to say that Skyward Sword is like probably worse.
Yeah, the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, screw Fi.
I can't disagree with you there.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your favorite dungeon then?
Ooh.
Yeah, there's so many dungeons.
Hmm.
If you want to like broaden it a little, you can say what game do you think has like the best dungeons in general, if you can't really think of a specific one.
I think like what you said, it's based off of what I've played, it's between Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time. Though I did like the Stone Temple.
The Stone Temple. That was in Majora's Mask, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool. It had that whole mechanic with the sun arrows. No, yeah, it was the sun arrows. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty creative.
The sunlight. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I do definitely think Twilight Princess. Okay.
Arbiter's Grounds or the Snow Mansion.
Yeah, the Snow Mansion is my favorite just because it's like so different. The Temple of Time was really cool because it's you actually get to explore the actual temple, and also have like a really cool design and stuff. I think a lot of the temples in Twilight Princess had good designs, and Ocarina of Time had great dungeons because, classic Zelda.
I like the fire dungeon, the fire temple.
Yeah. Ooh, the Temple of Shadow was fun.
Creepy. The boat.
I like that. You don't like the River Styx part? I love that part.
That part is scary. I don't like Stalfos and Dead.
things.
What? You mean you didn't like your first encounter with a Redev when it screamed in your face and you couldn't move for a solid second?
Oh,
I was like, they always go down this path. There's always a death, zombie, skeleton dungeon somewhere.
Yeah, well, what's a video game without skeletons?
And zombies, yeah.
Yeah.
That like to hug you.
Yeah. You want to call that hugging? Oh my gosh.
Like that.
No, you want to talk scary? What was that thing in the well? That's just hanging out in the well with the hands?
Gosh,
Oh my
dead
gosh.
hand.
Yeah. Holy crap. Now that's nightmare fuel. Like, screw the reduds.
The bottom of the well was...
And that was in the bottom of the well? Like, y'all drinking that water? Well, I guess there's no water down there anymore, but holy crap.
Yeah.
Now we just got to talk about the latest game, Hyrule Warriors, the Breath of the Wild edition. Is that what? I don't forget.
Yes, it's everything that is happening before Breath of the Wild happens. So before the battle and things get destroyed.
Yeah, prequels. Love prequels. Sarcasm.
Yeah.
I don't know what I have against prequels. I just like, oof.
But they couldn't make a really prequel to the Wind Waker because I wanted to know, like, what was it like to be...
of Time.
I want to know what happened between Ocarina of Time and the Wind Waker when they drowned the people. That's what I really wanted.
You want to watch people drown? I don't think it would make a good game.
It would be like, oh my god.
Anyways, it's cool. It's a Hyrule Warriors game. You know, it has that whole, oh, you hit the enemies and they fall like bowling pins. And they're taking a lot of the enemies and the characters from Breath of the Wild. So, you know, Hyrule Warriors is cool. It's a Hyrule Warriors game.
Yeah, that's
it has
like
the same setup, the same objectives.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's the thing with me. It's just like when I think Zelda game, I think, oh cool, there's gonna be puzzles and a dungeon and there's gonna be exploring and like a story and I'm just like a beat 'em up mob, like you know, yeah, what's that type of play style where like you're fighting like hordes of people, hoarding and all that stuff. I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, that's fine, but like at the risk of sounding like an old head, that's not really Zelda to me. So like I just never really
like,
got a
the thing is, like, Hyrule Warriors is not. Hyrule Warriors is made by a different company, I think. And
really? It's not even made by Nintendo?
They get permission from Nintendo to use the characters in the name, but it's not even a part of the franchise, so it makes sense that it feels that way because it's not. It's just like a brawl adventure game. Like, oh yeah, fight all these people.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I mean, I guess I should have known that they were like doing that, but like, yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, I like the music. Like, they have like pretty music playing. But yeah, other than that, I'm just like, I can wait till Breath of the Wild 2. Speaking of Breath of the Wild 2, I'm excited. What do you think it's gonna be about?
I want Ganondorf to be a humanoid. I want him to be a humanoid again, and that's why I'm hoping his zombie will refurbish, so to speak, or like do a zombie. Refurbish. I don't know. Reanimate into like this dark-skinned zaddy, like Twilight Princess. It's Twilight Princess.
Zaddy.
He looked like dark-skinned zaddy. Like he had his hair back and some fresh cornrows.
Okay, no, best Ganondorf is like Twilight Princess only because like he's the most attractive one.
Yeah.
No, was it Twilight Princess? It was like the Hyrule. It was like Brawl, I think, because he wasn't even human in Twilight Princess, I don't think. I mean, they had like art of him in human form in like Twilight Princess.
No, Twilight Princess, he was human.
Yeah, but like
he turned into a beast, and then you fight him on horseback, and then you fight
Okay,
him
yeah.
in the
He
thing.
was human. Yeah, now that's zaddy, but like I'm not even gonna anyway.
Long red hair flowing down.
Yeah. Didn't they give him dreads at some point? I think he even has like dreads or something kind of close
Yeah,
to
I
it.
think you're right, but like I wanna know that. I want that.
Okay.
I want him to pop up and be like, ha 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 ha.
Oh my gosh.
You foolish children.
I'm like, yeah.
It would be fun to see him again. Although honestly, I'm not even sure if like that corpse we saw in the trailer is him though. That's the thing. I don't know. It's hard to tell because it's like literally a corpse. But I don't know.
Malice is coming from him, so I thought
maybe.
Yes.
I don't know. Like that's another thing about this game. Like, is it definitely going to be like a direct sequel, or is this going to be like, yeah, it's a direct sequel in the sense that it's like 100 years in the future? Like, I don't know. Like, you know how they are. I mean, I know Zelda has short hair. That's another thing that people are talking about. Like
she's a millennial.
Cool. Right. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. We literally don't have much going on at this point. The only thing I have going for it is that like, okay, it seems like they're probably going a darker taking another darker approach with this game too. So I'm thinking that like if Breath of the Wild is like the new age Ocarina of Time, then like the sequel, whatever it's going to be called, because it's not going to be called Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, you know, Nintendo naming conventions with this series. You know, if Breath of the Wild was Ocarina of Time, then this game's gonna be Majora's Mask essentially. So they're probably gonna go with a darker theme, maybe with a more maybe with more story, I would think.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe more in-depth character. I hope at least. And also. Yeah, and I personally would really like a return to more traditional dungeons because I mean I forgot what the shrines were pretty cool. Yeah, I won't say that the shrines weren't cool and stuff, but like and the divine beasts were okay, but like but they were better looking on the outside than they were playing on the inside. I think I would much rather have like traditional Zelda dungeons, like you know, like the temples and like all those other cool locations with the water, forest, fire theme, you know, like and the spirit and shadow and you know, something else to come up with. Yeah, like I would rather have more of a traditional return to that, and maybe a few mini dungeons, because like they have a few of those as well.
And they got the room to do it on their new system. Or Switch, so their new system. I'm sure they are gonna come out with a new system, which every time I know they're bound to do it, but I'm like, you want me to spend more money making another system?
Yeah, I mean the Switch has a good I would say 5 years left in it, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they don't jump the gun just because of the PS5.
Nah, Nintendo's not really in the console wars, so.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Yeah, I'm excited though. I think they should start the beginning, like Ganondorf or whatever that person is. I feel like it's Ganondorf.
It might be.
Comes back to life, and like, but he's kind of like still a zombie, and he's like chasing them, like, and it's like horror. Oh my god! And it's like dark, and you can't see. Like, oh my god, where am I going? You hear him?
Yes. Do that, Nintendo. Take notes. That's a good start. Because also my problem with Twilight Princess was that the beginning was so slow.
Oh, here we go.
It was so slow. It was like you're in this village, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, when is anything going to happen?
Oh, come on, it doesn't take that long for something to happen. Like, you chase around a goat for like 5 minutes or so, but that's pretty quick. And then like I don't know.
And, then you have to get the crib out of the lake or the thing. Like they have.
Okay, but that takes like 5 seconds if you know what you're doing. Look, it's not as long as like a Skyward Sword opening where you're doing all this high school bullshit. Like
Fair.
You're literally like Hogwarts in the sky for like 30 minutes solid. But yeah.
Hogwarts in the sky.
They were definitely going for like a school days type thing. Like, I don't know. Anyways.
Don't do that again, Nintendo, if you're watching.
Yeah, or
We
at
don't want
least
that.
do it better, because that's another thing. The overworld was so empty. Like, what do you mean
Yeah.
that the only thing going on in the sky is like this school, essentially, or and like this little village next to the school, and like a farm, like a few paces over. I'm just like, where is like literally all the other places? Like all these little floating rocks, you couldn't have put more settlements or something there? Like, this is easily the emptiest world space, like even more empty than like Wind Waker, and people were complaining about Wind Waker's overworld. I'm just like,
Hey, there's a lot of islands. Okay, every box had
yeah,
an
no,
island.
I wasn't complaining about it. Like, I mean, like I said, like Wind Waker has like more going on in this overworld than Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that's true.
But you
Yeah,
know,
don't do that, Nintendo.
yeah,
Talking to you.
Twilight Princess has like the best overworld though. You know, yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I need another real Zelda game to come out.
Yeah, it's been a while, 4 years. You know,
Oof.
yeah, it's been 4 years.
4 years.
And they're using the same assets, so that's another reason why I'm comparing it to Majora's Mask. So I'm hoping now that they have all the assets built, that they would focus, put more focus onto the story, because that's another thing about Breath of the Wild. I mean, obviously, I like really liked the game, and I had a lot of fun playing and exploring that world. But like, there wasn't, I don't know, because like it took so long to get to like different story beats. It felt like there wasn't much story in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, if the overworld wasn't as massive as it was, and it was very massive,
Yep.
it's just like like the story itself would be I don't know, relatively short, and maybe even just a little on the side of a little disappointing, or at the very least not an impressive feature for a Zelda game. One of the weaker stories, I'd say.
Yeah, I feel like they did that to make Zelda more approachable to people who usually play like other games. Like, I can't think of what, but like making it more expandable to multiple audiences. But I need them to bring it back, like you said, a little bit to the traditional sense, because the storytelling is also a main core element. And I don't even think in Breath of the Wild you have a companion.
No, you don't have a companion. That's
There's
another
no
thing. I'd love to have a
companion.
companion again.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they were trying to go for like the lonely atmosphere. It's like, oh hey, this is literally Hyrule in a post-apocalypse, even though it doesn't really look like a post-apocalypse, but it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. I mean, like, hey, prettiest post-apocalypse I've ever seen. I mean, hey,
Right.
if everything goes to shit, I hope it looks like this afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, they're going for this like post-apocalypse. Oh hey, you're lonely, all your friends are dead. You know.
Edge. All my friends are dead.
Literally.
Yep.
Yeah, basically that. So like, I get not going with a companion in that game. However, I do hope that they have a companion in this game, even if like the companion is Zelda. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, just have Zelda be the companion. I don't care. Like, do something, you know.
I mean, they did that in Spirit Tracks. I don't understand why they couldn't do it again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just do it. I mean, she has a whole voice actor now, so why not, right?
British, yes. She does.
Yeah. Do they have to make her British? But I don't know. That's whatever. I mean, I guess that's typical princess accent British.
And like, I feel like they should have got a black man to play a Goron.
A Goron? I don't know. Oh, did Ganondorf have a voice actor in Breath of the Wild? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Did any of the Gerudo get like black or non-white actors? Maybe.
I would like to see.
I mean, I guess we can see, technically. But like, I mean, hey, another thing I like about Breath of the Wild, Hylians of color confirmed. Like, they definitely had some black people walking around.
You know who was the first black Hylian?
What?
Beetle.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking from isn't he from Twilight Princess actually, right?
He's from the Wind Waker, but he was in Twilight Princess. Yeah, he had that ship that was so good, and he'd be like, "Thank you" when you left.
Beetle. Hang on. Zelda. Beetle. What? That's not a black guy.
Yes, he is. He got an afro.
That is a hat.
Wait,
That's a hat, Ashley.
You're not looking at the same. That's a hat?
I'm pretty sure that's a hat. It looks like a hat. I mean, maybe it's hair, but I don't know, man. And also, he's like so light skinned.
He like that guy from High School Musical with the curly hair.
Corbin Blue. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Yes, that's exactly
Leave
what I
Corbin
thought.
Blue alone. I can't believe you did that. As someone who had like a crush on him growing up, I can't believe you said that.
Now you know who to cosplay as Corbin Blue.
No, Corbin Blue, I'm so sorry, sweetie. I'm so sorry that she would say something like that.
I always thought he was black.
If he's black, he is like the lightest of skins.
He is.
I don't know. I mean, in the art, I guess he looks slightly darker skinned, but I don't know. He still doesn't come across as black to me.
They tried to Usopp him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's like I can't remember their names, but I swear I saw like there's like this lady who's like who has like an afro and like Twilight Princess, and I'm just thinking, oh yeah, that's a black lady right there. Yeah.
She run the riverboat. Yeah.
Right. Now that's a black person.
Or like the indigenous man in Kakariko Village.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Like Twilight Princess for me is just like, oh hey, here's all the Hylians of color finally.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, his design was really nice too.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I think a lot of the character designs in that game were good. Another thing that's great about that game.
Yeah, well. Okay, well. But you couldn't take selfies in that game.
Oh no, not
you
being
can
able to do
in the
selfies.
Wind Waker.
Oh. You got
How can
me
you
there.
live without a camera? Where's your pictograph?
Hey, Twilight Princess taught me to live in the moment. Okay. All right. Well, with that said, let's see. I guess it's time for us to probably wrap this thing up. Let's see here. They have us talking on a script, so I forgot where the ending script is. Okay. All right, so everyone, comment down below if you want to see this turn into a series of us talking into Legend of Zelda. We can definitely do this like on a bi-weekly update or with updates if they come. Although honestly, updates have been really slow right now. So who knows? Maybe like when Zelda, when they actually start advertising more stuff for Breath of the Wild 2, whenever that'll be called. Yeah, but let us know if you would like to see more of us talking about Zelda at this point. I'm Kai, Burning Star 141 over on Twitch, and Burning Star Official or Burning Star 141. Like, that's how you're gonna find me most places.
Noise, and this is Ashley. I am Ash the Conqueror 202 on Twitch, and my IG is, I want to say it's Ashley Allen Poe, but the Allen is ALAN. So it's different. Don't forget that.
Isn't that usually how Allen's spelled?
No, I think Edgar Allan Poe's name is ALLEN.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. I don't know. I have an uncle named Alan, so I always thought that was the normal way how you spell Alan, but yeah. Yeah. And yeah, this was fun. This was fun. I had fun doing this. So yeah, let us know if you want to see more of us. And catch us on the blurred view every once in a while. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. See ya.
Peace.
Twilight Princess is the best.
Boo!
It's the best. Yes.
No, it's not.
It is so good.
Don't go.